Everyone, welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail live stream. Today we're going to be starting the 3.3 storyline. And right now it's got a story recap, so we should probably try that. Like, can. Yeah.
Following the advice of the Chrysos heirs, I embarked on the trial of time, only to learn that I had been dead since the moment I stepped onto Amphorius. To reclaim the future that had been stolen from me, we pushed onward in pursuit of the Death Titan, Thanatos.
Now I already know they changed the voice of actress. They also changed Kalos' voice, which is unfortunate because I liked Stell's voice. But what can you do? What can you do when all these strikes keep happening? Well, not really the strike's fault now. It's the union itself trying to be greedy. So, yeah. I'll just deal with it the best I can. I might even get used to it at some point.
Meanwhile, Anaxa, one of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany, broke free from the surveillance of the Golden Threads and actively sought refuge from the Council of Elders. After winning the Council's trust, he ascended Dawncloud with Circes, the Reason Titan, who resided within him, and sought an audience with Kephaly, the World-Bearing Titan. To obtain information about the entrance to the Netherrealm, Castorus had no choice but to support the Council of Elders in proposing a pause in the Flame Chase journey. With the aid of the demigod Cypher, she set out for the ancient city of the dead dragon, Styxia. Castorus successfully recreated the dead dragon Pollux via alchemy and used its power to return to the Netherrealm, where she faced Thanatos, the Death Titan. She returned both the Titan's core flame and the stolen future, restoring the cycle of life and death in Amphorius. Anaxa's soul met Castorus in the Netherrealm, where he proved his hypothesis regarding creation. At the Citizens' Assembly, he cast a pivotal vote and used the charge of blasphemy to thwart the Council of Elders' schemes for power, allowing the Flame Chase journey to continue. After returning Circe's core flame, Anaxa's physical body completely disappeared. With this, the Flame Chase journey neared its conclusion, and all eyes turned skyward.
And then now.
This place is rich with the sweet scent of flowers. Can we stay here for a while longer?
I mean, there's no field of flowers here. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh yeah, the other thing, I got Hyacinth. And yeah, you know, she's pretty much the remembrance here that's recommended for Castorus meta team. So at the moment, I got the whole meta team right here. Unless something else comes up. I will be rolling for Cypher when she comes out. Thanatos and Circe's core frames have been returned. Sometime after that, the 12 constellations hover above, overlooking the vortex of Genesis. They embody the 12 Aphorian deities, fate, foundation, creations, and calamity of this world. Now 10 among them have fallen. Their core frames return to the origin of Genesis. Above you, constellation shimmer, the Burians echoing the faint slumber of each Titan. And you have experienced 4 ascensions and 4 partings. The Lance of Fury once became the Mad King, plunging the world into ceaseless strife, until your father brought it to an end. And its demigod successor, the undying Mighty-Most, chose to bear the title of Kremdos alone, returning home to be crowned as the last line of defense for the Holy City. Mighty, may your battles know no defeat. Back then, the incarnation of time entrusted Mem to you at Temple of the Three Fates. Back then, they The lively girl with red hair fulfilled her mission and bid the first farewell. Time speaks not of fairness, yet it never stops, and now this power resides in your hands. See you tomorrow, Triani. Or Trini. Or Trian. Yeah, Trian, that was it. Not long ago, the head of the Grove Sages helped you repel the menace that was the Black Tide. It's still not long past. The unruly scholar staged one grand performance, granting you a glimpse of this world's truth at a cost of his life. Oh, the incarnation of reason, at edge of existence, have you found your answer? The prophecy once made the hand of shadow choose two, granting one the fate of death. Yet the bond wove a hauntingly beautiful tale that stretched across time. At the end, the incarnation of death, who journeyed from the Netherrealm to the living world, chose to remain in that sea of flowers, retrieving your future. At the end of the West Wind, we shall meet again, Castros. And now Cypher and Hyacinth left, as well as Aglea and Finon. Time and again, farewells have numbed you. You can't help but wonder, how many more goodbyes will the journey of trailblazing entail? You'll question whether you'll be able to express each goodbye with heartfelt emotion. Your thoughts sink into the ocean. You recall how the Euphorians cherished epics, using stories to soothe their sorrows. Perhaps you should embrace this way to dispel your melancholy and regain your strength. Then let it begin. Countless words of adventure surge through your mind. You only need to grasp just one to anchor your creation. Don't be influenced by the noise outside. Just focus on the keyword in your mind. It is indeed difficult, but you should still cling tightly to your inspiration, weaving heartfelt and elegant verses. Alright, this is an impossible task. Just one glance at your phone, it won't disrupt your thoughts, or so you tell yourself. It's Cypher. Great mystery. Last time in Strix, still time for treasure hunting. Absolute disaster. Now the River Souls mostly retreated. I'm back, baby! In the water, a big shiny chest. I can't use the miracle orb, and I can't wade through. Your power time is needed now. 70-30 split. 30 for you and 70 for me. Exactly, 30 for you and 70 for me. Details do matter. Skimmy tails. Get here and we'll talk. Yeah, I'm the only one that can bother. You must admit, even during this odious and struggling low point, there are still those who live joyfully. Cypher's endless searching desire for wealth seems more turbulent than the waters of Scale Gorge waterscape. Get the past for now, it only brings sorrow. But sadness has no place in this moment. What you need is the drive to move forward. You decide to head to Strixia, where the River Souls is no longer blocked. To meet our cat girl. Hopefully those glittering, clinking trinkets will, as always, lift your spirits. Alright, I guess I'm going to Strix.
Oh, Styxia's moonlight is so beautiful.
I forgot you could talk now.
And the River of Souls is so quiet. It's like everything that happened was just a dream. I wonder if Cass is doing okay on the other side. If I write a letter and put it in a drift bottle, will she be able to read it?
I miss Castros too. Now's not the time to feel down.
No, this shouldn't be so depressing. Now's not the time to feel down. We gotta pull ourselves together. By the way, it was Miss Cypher who asked us to come here. But where has she gone? Huh?
Is there someone else here?
Yes, and this aura feels so familiar.
The Black Flame?
Let's go check it out together. Be very careful. I have a bad feeling about this.
I am not going to get used to you talking, am I?
Hey, what's that on the ground? Should we pick it up? Careful, careful. It's a piece of black cloth.
It's the Black Flame.
Now, where have I seen this before?
It's the Flame Weaver. Did someone rip a piece of my clothes?
What? No, your clothes are perfectly fine. Could this be from the Flame Reaver's cloak? Why is it here? Mimi! Look out!
Ah, crap. You want the pink puppy, don't you?
What? Now I'm sad. This isn't the time for jokes.
I'll trade the pink puppy for your sword.
Let's try our best to deal with them for now, and we'll slip into the past with time's power as soon as we can.
The river of souls is full of fish, big and delicious.
Okay.
What?
The flame chase journey stops. Meow, meow.
This Cypher?
Meow?
The Flame Weaver's gone mad, the end.
We already knew about the mad part, but are we still in danger?
Okay, so Cypher's a shapeshifter now.
Sorry, I couldn't pass on the chance to give you two a good scare.
This Cypher must be a fake too. Run!
Ah, don't run! I'm the real Cypher. The real one.
I don't believe you.
Come on, don't be upset. I'm just giving you a kind reminder that Emphorius isn't safe at all. The whole place is full of dangers, including that swordmaster. Make sure you stay on your toes, no matter where you are.
So you're playing both good cop and bad cop. Well, ain't I grateful for the reminder. I'm so strong that I don't need your reminder.
Hey, I'm just making it up to you. You'd do the same in my shoes.
Not really.
So, was that a Flame Reaver disguise? Or a magic trick? It looked so real. Is that the power of the trickery demigod?
Disguise? No. It's not as simple as that. Let me think about how to explain this. For example, what did you think when you realized that piece of cloth came from the Flame Reaver's cloak?
We thought that maybe the Flame Reaver was around here somewhere?
That's right. And then you heard some footsteps. What did you think when that happened?
Well, we thought it must be the Flame Reaver coming this way.
Yep, exactly. I just used some hints and, mental suggestions to help you believe in a lie. Lies are what Zagreus is best at. If everyone believes in a lie, then it becomes reality.
And then the Flame Weaver just appears behind you.
Power to make lies into reality? That's got all my hair standing up.
Nice, now I know your secret. And you're just telling us everything like that?
I sure love your arrogance, Grey Mystery. The seamstress trusts you for a reason. Someone as honest as you couldn't trick me even if you wanted to. So, there's no harm in telling you. Besides, we still need to team up to go treasure hunting, right? Let's wrap up here. It's time to get going. Oh, was that your teleslate?
Ah, who is it this time? Fine on. So, did you rest well? I came during lucid hour and you seemed asleep, so I didn't wake you up. But in current circumstances, I can't stay idle. Phil, it's time to continue our training. Let's go to the grove, shall we? Waste of sun.
Aren't you a popular one? But I got to you first, so help me with the treasures, and then I'll send you two to the grove.
Why do you need so much money anyway? Gonna go live handsomely somewhere after this?
Live handsomely? You mean spend all this money? That's so not why I hunt for treasures. Don't forget, I'm a demigod too. And there's a line reserved for me in that stupid prophecy as well. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change. But I don't believe in that. As long as I keep collecting treasures, then I won't need to care about petty change. And as long as I don't hurt other people when I get what I want, I won't be walking with greed. Right? Isn't that simple?
I don't know if it works like that.
So, as long as I keep going down this path, all those predestined prophecies and fates will never catch up to me. That was a long speech. I'm getting thirsty at this rate. The treasures of Styxia aren't gonna float up on their own. Come on, Gray Mystery. Show me what the authority of time can do.
Very well. A few days later.
So, this is the car of the Astral Express you've spoken of. My repository of memories has been enriched with another fascinating piece of information. Thank you for leading me here, Lord Donholm.
And he still can't speak. I'm surprised a council elder like yourself would be willing to journey so far to inspect the Express.
Archimans hold wisdom and knowledge in high esteem. If the citizens knew of your origins, I'm sure more would be intrigued by the Trailblaze. Sadly, discussions about the world beyond the sky remain taboo. It's been quite some time since you first arrived in Akima. Presumably, you've been looking for a way to leave ever since.
I've been actively gathering clues and testing different things. Sadly, the more I find out, the more powerless I feel.
Don't be too hard on yourself, my lord. This puzzle has stumped Amphorius' scholars for centuries. It isn't something you can solve overnight, even someone as gifted as yourself.
In the Grove, I discovered extensive research on the Sky Titan. It appears that many scholars from Amphorius believe the taboo against the world beyond the sky stems from a curse cast by Aquila.
Exactly. Of the 12 Titans of Amphorius, Aquila is known for being the most capricious. The weather itself reflects their mood. Tranquil sunshine, mournful rain. Aquila's breath is a brisk wind, and their cries resound as thunder in a storm.
Additionally, Aquila is one of the 2 Titans whose core frames have yet to be returned.
The sky above affects every citizen. It's clear that Lady Aglaya's decision to confront Aquila at the end of the Flame Chase journey was a carefully considered strategy.
If returning Aquila's core frame can break the sky's curse, we won't have to exhaust ourselves searching for a way back. We could simply focus on aiding the crisis heirs.
Anti-Catherians have no home to return to, so I understand your concern for your old friends and homeland. I used anti-Catherian technology, or scanning, as you might call it, to assess this car. Assuming my judgment is correct, I might be able to conduct a thorough overhaul of its power systems.
Really? But
Of course, that's only if you, my lord, permit me to interact with it.
by all means, please proceed. But be careful. The Express's thrusters are extremely delicate.
You honor me with your trust. I will be very careful.
This is unbelievable. You seem to understand its structure perfectly. Have you had something like this before?
Not exactly, but we anti-Catherians are inherently sensitive to machinery. Carefully endowed our kind with a unique advantage for analyzing and learning.
I think bullshit there, but whatever.
If you give me some time, I might be able to fully restore this damaged car to its former glory. Then you and your esteemed companion could set off on your return journey sooner.
But isn't the real issue with Aquila?
Hypothetically, Lord Donhong, if I could open up a path out of Amphorius that circumvents Aquila's divine punishment,
Now I know you're lying.
would you consider ceasing your support for the Flame Chase journey?
I don't understand. Does the Council of Elders possess some secret means of counteracting divine punishment?
It's best if you don't delve too deeply into that question, my lord. All you need to know is, I can make it happen.
Dunhang pulls out his spear. Maybe this is not a decision by the Council of Elders, but rather his personal wish.
The crucial point is, if you and your companion are unwilling to halt your support for the Chrysos heirs, it could offend certain interests.
Forgive me, Lord Ligris, but I must be frank. When visiting Dawn Crowd, I reviewed the records of many council elders. Among them, only your background was nearly blank. I'd like to accept your goodwill, but given such a mysterious background and motives, anyone cautious would have doubts.
Your prudence impresses me, just as expected.
Are these people... Is this a trap? Is that why you accompany me here?
Please don't misunderstand, Lord Donhong. As the Theoros, I have no allegiance to their plans, nor am I obliged to obstruct them. I am neutral.
Bullshit.
Out of respect for you, I hope to offer a peaceful solution to ensure the safety of you and your companion.
One against four, then. Just to confirm, if things turn ugly later, will you help?
I will not. As I said, I remain neutral. Are you asking this because you plan to refuse my offer and continue supporting the Chrysos heirs?
You weren't wrong about one thing, Lord Ligris. Indeed, we must try to return to our companions. But our companions now also include the flame-chasing Chrysos heirs. The Nameless cannot and will not ignore the fate of our companions.
So I see. This is what you call trailblazing.
When I asked if you helped, I meant the ones who need help are them. Those poor assassins facing a dragon. He's finding the Frame Weaver?
You have such overwhelming power, so... why? Answer me! Why do you stand in her way? Why do you want to take the core flames?
Oh no! He can't hold on anymore! Drag him back here, friend! Are you okay?
I'm okay. I can handle that kind of hit now. But a few months ago, that would have knocked me out.
Always keeping me on edge. If I had passed out, that would have been it.
Thanks for worrying, buddy. Thanks for the help. To face Aquila and other potential threats, I must sharpen myself with the most aggressive methods.
Even so, it's impressive you thought of this training method. Battling the phantoms of the past in the River of Time? It's just like the hyperbolic time sanctum that the bards describe.
The hyperbolic what? At least he's doing some Dragon Ball now.
It's working pretty well, wouldn't you say? But combat isn't just about strength and skill. You also need the right weapon. Compared to that guy's weapon, mine feels like I'm swinging a lump of iron. I can't tell you how many swords I've gone through since the training began.
Why not get Chatios to help?
Don't worry. I've already arranged that. Of course I need him. I asked him to make a suitable divine weapon for me. It's a little embarrassing to say this, but in order to help me, he deliberately turned down all other business.
Oh, Cartonis is part of this flame chase journey after all. Full of energy.
Thinking about how he's been recently, maybe you're right.
But, Finon, I've been somewhat concerned about you. Lately, you seem more and more fixated on that Swordmaster in black.
That's quite the sudden shift in topic.
I've been holding this question in for a long time. You're getting stronger, but seeds of unrest are also growing in me.
Don't worry. I'm not wielding my sword for revenge. She's been through Nikador's trial and understands. Those who can't walk out of the shadows of their past are ultimately weak. Times have changed. The responsibility I bear is both precious and fragile. I wield my sword for the future of Amphorius. I will not let hatred cloud my judgment again and neglect my duties.
We'll be here by your side.
You're right, partner. As of now, I'm not able to handle that Swordmaster on my own. I still need the help of my friends. Every time I say something, things get so serious. I don't want to be the person who keeps bringing the mood down. I'm out of energy for training today. How about we go to the Library of Philia to lighten the mood?
Sure, that's what I've been looking forward to. We deserve to enjoy ourselves after all the hard work. Today, I'm definitely going to...
What were you reading before? Why not take the interesting ones home?
Oh, great idea! However, that would mean no more reasons to visit the Grove.
That's the charm of this place. You can find whatever you're into here. The
Except
three of
people.
us might not be into scholarly books, but we could still spend an entire day at the Library of Philia.
I think I saw something. Yeah, there. Must have missed this one before. You need something? If not, please stay quiet. I'm conducting field studies for my upcoming Grove of Infinity Cultural Studies. Real's content is fascinating. Perhaps in the distant Golden Age, there were far more butterflies here than now. Shh. Alright, gotta go to the library. Which is where? Down there?
Here we are! Where was that slate last time? Was it here? Or maybe over here? I'm off to have some fun! It's free time now, so you should relax too.
Over the past few months, we come here more than once, fishing out all the small pieces of evidence from the ocean of knowledge that best suits your taste. If I believe that Don Hung isn't around, no one would be there to judge your reading tastes. The scroll at hand shows a line of small text. Non-standard reading material. Please return to its original place after borrowing. Do not let any Grove professor discover it. 10 exclamation marks. It seems that the scholars of the grove, amidst their profound academic discussions, have forgotten their little hobbies. So which hidden material will you pursue? She wandered through this flower sea, searching for a glimpse of those fluttering butterfly wings, but without success. Sir, I heard that every flower has their own photographing. Follow. Whatever. Generally speaking, that perception is correct. She heard the voice, but couldn't see the speaker. Yet Cersei paid it no mind. She calmly responded to her most special student while scanning her surroundings. What is your photography, whatever? No. Photography. Photography. That's impossible. I'm afraid I'm not a flower, but a tree. Evidently, the answer failed to satisfy the other party. A sound mingled with dissatisfaction and disappointment reached her ears, prompting her to add another remark. Well, if we were to speak metaphorically, I suppose it'd be intelligence. However, her objective was nearly accomplished. Should be around here somewhere. Now she just needed to find some bait to draw out. Intellectual, yet also romantic? Perhaps it's because I hibernate? You see, in my long dreams, I made promises of countless lovers. Really? The butterfly-winged girl suddenly rose from the thicket before Cersei's, startling her slightly. After all, this is the moment the distance between them was virtually non-existent. Gazing directly at Nestia's face, allowing the face reflecting from her lips to pass through her eyes. A hint of crimson flashed across Cersei's face, almost imperceptible. Imperceptible to onlookers. Of course, her composure wavered for only a moment. Then Cersei wrapped her arms around the girl's waist and, as if pulling up a radish from the ground, gently lifted her from the flower thicket. Of course not. Caught you now. Placing her hand on the ground, the giant tree's incarnation gently stroked the butterfly wings with the edges of her leaves, confirming the other normal state before slowly withdrawing. So now, will you tell me, why have you been avoiding me? Would you two please refrain from following in the Antilla garden? A cold voice, unseasonable, interrupted their thoughts. Indeed, for the garden masters, the inclination of death, such lively atmosphere was truly something akin to a natural enemy. Sorry, we'll leave at once. Thank you for listening to my troubles, Madam Thanatos. Sir, let's return to the grove. Sorry, then, for troubling you. Honestly, you two, alas. Cersei? You must be aware by now, right? A bitter sensation spread in her mouth once more. Cersei remained silent, merely nodding as she bid farewell to her old friend. All the way back to the grove, Nestia remained completely silent. After one unsuccessful attempt to question her, Cersei struggled to find another opportunity to speak and simply focused on the path ahead. Voices of gossip reached them, causing irritation. A genius, so much. She's just so terrifying. A stern figure approached rapidly. It was the source of the irritation. Nestia offered Cersei a smile, then turned and walked away. Blah cast a sharp glance at the direction of the butterfly-winged girl's departure, then shifted his gaze back to Cersei's. First came perfunctory reports and spiritless small talk, then escalations to arguments that were simple personal attacks. Do you truly understand? I don't need to. Let me be direct, Cersei. To romance a student, even your own creation, don't you find that perversive? Pow! This was the first time the embodiment of reason allowed emotions to govern her mind. The sensation left on her palm felt as if it would scorch through the heart of the tree. From nearby came the sound of running footsteps, familiar yet somehow strange. Cersei wanted to give chase immediately, but the words echoing in her ears tripped her steps. She was indeed somewhat distracted, allowing the girl's image to surface and fade in her mind repeatedly. When her resolve crystallized, the third curtainfall hour had slipped by. The personification of the giant tree approached the gilded chrysalis. Cried her beloved's name, then stilled as if she had frozen. The traces left by the butterfly-winged girl who dwelled here were all but erased. Upon the forelit desk lay words. I made his first and final love letter. I love you, Cersei. I already received the graduation gift after all, so forget me. That's it? Nothing else? The love story about me ends at the worst moment. Whether the authors lost the motivation to continue or some urgent situation occurred remains unknown. If it were the latter, the Frame Weaver would be responsible. My professor can't possibly be this shy. Okay, this is going to be a lot of reading material. Ah. I hate when I have to read so much. Sorry I'm late. I used the power of the Conus Bloom to climb over the vines, rushing into the classroom and nervously pulling open the door, only to make eye contact with the person I made an appointment with. The professor, very over 30, was leaning casually against the stone lectern, loose and relaxed. The scholar's robe gleamed bright in the dim light of the everlight, giving off an almost divine aura. The first class? And already late. Looks like someone is eager to meet Thanatos. In other words, this is our first one-on-one lesson, and I totally blew it from the start. Probably even Cersei would felt embarrassed looking at such a sorry scene. Luckily, I've already come with one. Sorry, Professor. Alexa, I imagine. I'd do anything to make it up to you. Anything? Well, please, I hope you be lenient. At these words, the professor's face broke into a charming smile. Then I want you to teach me. Wait, Professor? I want you to break down the points in this paper, word by word, then explain them to me slowly. Although there was no mirror here, I could guess that my face had turned red from the sudden and direct request. But Professor, I'm still just a student intern. Isn't it a bit too early for me to do something like this? I finally worked up the courage to say it. You want me to waste a lesson I prepared? You fool! At least wait till after class. If that's what you prefer, then fine, but don't forget, I still haven't forgiven you. So, what should we study first today? Why don't we pursue this academic journal? I think they recently published a paper on the patterns of natural numbers. Sounds good. Come on, let's have a look. The research paper was immensely valuable, but I couldn't even grasp the basic arguments, as I was too deeply engrossed in the professor's sharp gaze. He looked so rational when he was immersed in numbers. Nothing less than I expect from the professor I cherished so much. Oh god, is this a fanfic? After that, we experienced an enriching lesson. We wandered through the classical literature expedition, eagerly absorbing the newly compiled Titan faith studies. Finally, we lingered in the dreams woven by the latest works of the... There's no way I'm reading that. Something school. So much so that we completely forgot. I mean, what is that? It's like erythrocurasm or something like that. The bell signaling the curtain fall hour rang, and we looked at each other. Class was over. More than once, I had resented time for its seemingly linear flow, yet I remained powerless to interfere with it. The professor looked at me and paused for a moment, as if making some kind of decision, then muttered, "Take out your paper. I'll help you revise it." "Really, you mean it?" "Yes, you are a student I take great pride in. I've been considering this for some time." "Professor, let me understand your thoughts, your research, your everything." No further words were needed. Two seekers of knowledge, driven by instinct, began their deep exploration into ideas. At that moment, we had yet to realize that after this lesson, another name would appear in the acknowledgements of the paper, and in the end, this would be the very spark that led to the founding of our academic symposium. After finishing this mind-shaking piece, only one image remains in your mind. The Express, Welt, Phone. For a young Star One host, this type of literature remains far too ahead of its time. One Punch God, Aquila. Okay, one more. Brushing off the dust that had settled on him, he adjusted his attire and stood firm, facing the giant eagle in a tense standoff. "Heh, so you think you're something special just because you defeated the silent Duosos? Mortal, hear my advice." The God King remained silent, gazing into Aquila's 1,000 eyes. Slowly, he raised his right arm, 4 fingers pressed together. With a single motion, he lightly raised at the colossal being before him. Arrogant fool, you will pay the price for your insolence. Aquala's fury erupted, the towering form radiating intense heat. In an instant, the massive wings vibrated at an impeccable speed. 1,000 razor-sharp feathers shot like 4 like swords, hurling straight toward the God King. As everyone knows, the feathers of the Sky Titan can pierce through iron and steel. Not alone mortal flesh, their sheer density left no room to evade. The violent storm of lethal blades closed in, and time itself seemed to freeze. Aquilers enhanced their reflexes, predicting their moments of this arrogant little thief before them. Noticing the God King shifting his stance, Aquilers mused. He had only 2 choices. He could push off the ground to evade left or right, or stand firm and brace for impact. But either way, it would be futile. The feather blades would shift with the wind, altering their trajectory. No matter how swift his movements, they would follow him relentlessly. But who could have predicted the Khan King never intended to dodge? He pushed forward instead, seizing the first incoming feather blade between 2 fingers. With a swift turn, he carved a spiral through the air and hurled it back at supersonic speed. The feather blade curved with the wind, piercing deep into the storm. Without the slightest deviation, it collided tip to tip with another razor-sharp steel feather. Ding! The deflected feather veered to the side upon impact, colliding with others and further altering their trajectories. Ding! The sharp crashing of feathers rang out in a regular rhythm, the chain reaction unfolding until the force of the final feather was dissipated, scattering harmlessly into the air. With just a single seized feather, the God King has nullified the entire storm of blade-like wings. Aquila was shocked. How could a mere mortal possess such divine skill? Yet, as a being of godly essence, they did not allow themselves to be shaken. Seizing the moment as the scattered feathers clouded their vision, they swiftly brought down their claws, sharp as steel greatswords, aiming to end the battle in a single decisive strike. Boom! The massive claw struck dead center where the God King stood, the sheer force of impact carving a deep crater into the ground. No, something fell off. Aquila's mind raced. The sensation was strange. Had it missed? Or they focused their gaze only to witness the impossible. The enormous razor-sharp claw, many times larger than the God King himself, was caught, held effortlessly in a single hand, as if a God King was merely grasping a piece of cutlery. The countless white feathers drifting through the air painted an eerie contrast against the battlefield's deadly stillness. The once mighty and untouchable giant eagle found itself frozen in shock. For the first time in 1,000 years, muttering in disbelief, they said, "Impossible! Even Driosos when fighting me, could do nothing but fade beneath my iron claws. You! What in the world are you? Haven't you already figured out the answer? A mere mortal, nothing more, you cocky little..." Aquila's attempted to retract the claw, but under the God King's grip, it was as if frozen in place. Completely immobile, the expression darkened. Seeing this, the God King seemed to smile. He clenched his fingers of his free hand, and then, at a speed even the Titan vision could not perceive, with full force, he swung his fist. Boom! In an instant, the divine body shattered. A tidal wave of force shook the heavens, sending tremors through the divine steel-forged walls, cracking them in multiple places. The sacred temple teetered on the brink of collapse. From this moment on, the celestial realm would exist no more. The people of Euphorius would no longer endure the tyranny of the heavens, and all of this was made possible by the God King's mighty blows. No, by a single punch. The distant Titan's gods sensed the fall of their comrade and erupted into furious howls. Was there no one who could stop him? How could his advance be so shaken? Ever be shaken? What they did not realize that even one as mighty as the God King was still bound by the size of mortals. Just as before the battle began, he once again adjusted his attire. "Congratulations, you have reached your end, Aquila. You are strong enough to be worthy of the name Sky Titan." He ignored the crumbling stone walls behind him and strode toward the temple's exit. His steps were steady, yet the disappointment on his face was unmistakable. "But your only flaw was failing to make this satisfying for me." Okay. In creating literature, your favorite. The article leaves you feeling empowered, as if you are the author's One Piece god incarnate. Sky Titan Aquila? That's nothing. I wonder what I find on memo reading.
Let's take a closer look.
Oh, you're talking. My bad. Kind of weird, you know, when they just randomly talk. Hey man, what you doing?
Month of cultivation, curtain fall hour, a time to feast on grains, but poor time for fishing. Oh, but then again, are there even any spots left to fish in Emporius these days?
Probably not. Superstitions, don't buy into them.
You scared me! Bursting into someone's world like that can really catch them off guard. Well, no more jokes. There's nothing here. I'll go look elsewhere.
Something's odd about Mem. What are they flipping through?
Okay, I guess I'm just scanning Mem now.
Oh, these cards are so detailed and fine. Ruler, weaver, traveler, healer. But the interpretation for each card is so long. Do I have to memorize them all?
Ooh, it fits me pretty well.
What a coincidence! We meet again. Guess we're fated to be together, huh?
Silence, subject.
But you must be busy, so I won't bother you for now. Hope your day, every day, is joyful.
So suspicious. Not like their usual self.
Well, I thought I felt a draft just now. Peeking isn't polite, my friend.
How do I make a draft? Are you reading something you shouldn't be?
In front of you all? That would be pretty careless. Here, look, I'm reading this. Antiques Appraisal. How to make a fortune.
I know how. In your dreams.
Whew, your comments cut deep. It's tough to find a good comeback. I've spent a lot of time pondering how Aglaia became such an effective leader. Beyond the intangible qualities like personality and ethics, a major reason is her family wealth. That's the perk of growing up in a big city, isn't it? For those of us in the sticks, luck doesn't come as easily. It's 30% grind, 70% fate. Oops, I talked too much. As a leader, you need both integrity and integrity and skill.
I feel like 30 and 70 is gonna be a thing.
You sure are persistent. All right. I'm totally helpless against your charm.
What are you guys chatting about? Is this the Amphorius Divination Compendium?
Why are you here too?
Sorry, seeing you two chasing each other around, I suddenly found my book not that appealing anymore. Never thought Mem would be into divination. But it's not exactly a niche hobby. So why all the secrecy?
I wanted to set up a surprise. Master it in secret and give you all a shock. But getting caught halfway through, it's only natural I'd feel shy. A girl's heart is more delicate than Aquila's ever-changing moods.
A surprise, huh? Someone else used to tell me the same. She was really good at stargazing and divination, especially with cards. Yeah, just like the ones you're looking at.
And you must be pretty familiar with all sorts of divination techniques with a friend like that.
No, I know nothing about it. I've never really believed in using cards or bones to predict the future. If the good omens foretold by divination were true, my hometown, Hydes Elysiae, wouldn't have disappeared. Don't forget, we've got Lady Treenan. Every other form of divination is just smoke and mirrors or cleverly rehearsed tricks compared to her flawless prophecies.
No faith in these things isn't bad sometimes.
To me, divination could be a power that guides our spirits. Fate always casts a shadow in front of us, clouding our view of the future. That's why people turn to divination. It's just to find a small reason to give them courage to face the unknown.
You really thought about this, haven't you?
After all, the first chapter of the Divination Compendium discusses the significance of divination. I'm just expanding on that a bit.
Strange. That person I knew used to say similar things. Looking back, whenever she interpreted a card for me, I couldn't help but feel uneasy. Even though I never believed in the outcomes. Maybe it was her tone. Cyrene. She could paint a complete fantasy so vividly, it utterly captivated me as a child. Right, I still carry a card she once used. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Oh, wow! It's so exquisite! I'd love to have a card like that.
Those minutes up to the task. Then gotta craft a man-Pacific deck.
Oh, now that you mention it, yes. It would be even better if it were made of, say, crystal.
Speaking of which, partner, there's something I haven't shared with you all. Remember our first trip to the Temple of the Three Fates? The riddle that Orin exposed to us?
Ambush?
Who's there?
You are...
Nice cosplay.
These folks are up to no good.
Black clothing. Masks decorated with golden blood. Are they cleaners?
To directly call us by our name, it seems you, Lord Finan, have studied the forgotten history of Amphorius quite thoroughly.
What's being cleaned? Clothes or cars?
Your friend seems quite interested in us. Perhaps you could explain, Lord Finan. It would be the polite thing.
Why do you sound so uninterested?
We can't let our esteemed guests pass away without understanding.
During the Chrysos War, to combat the Chrysos heirs, several cities formed an underground assassin squad called the Cleaners. Their task was to erase anyone with golden blood from existence. Assassination, poisoning, political persecution. They would do anything to achieve their objective.
Well, this historical perspective seems biased, glossing over the Chrysos heirs' abuse of divine powers and their blatant initiation of war in order to defame our predecessors. Could you disclose the name of the author behind this popular legend, Lord Finan? I'd hate for the innocent children of Akamar to be tainted by such slanted narratives.
You should have stayed buried in the dust of history. The Citizens' Assembly has once again legitimized the mission of the Chrysos heirs. But as for you, not one citizen would cast their vote for you. Executioners lurking in the shadows.
What does it matter? We've long since stopped expecting to be understood. People have become too accustomed to peace. And they've forgotten the disasters that arose from allowing generations of the Chrysos heirs to rule.
Complete nonsense. Did you really travel all the way to the Grove just to have an argument?
I enjoy dealing with people as straightforward as you, Lord Finan. You've probably figured out why we've come before you.
There's a handful of you here. Who do you think you're fighting? If it was a fight you want, let's get on with it. Enough chit-chat.
Keep your cool, partner. They've come out of the shadows, which suggests they have something up their sleeves. All right, let's hear it. What are you hiding? But watch your language and don't say anything you might regret.
Keep it PG-13.
My shoulders might be sore and my sword a tad dull, but it's still enough to slice off your tongues.
How's it going, Cinny? This place fits, doesn't it? It's a bit small, but the lighting is perfect.
Thank you, Lady Treeby. With this, the Twilight Courtyard can be reborn in Akama. Do you like it here too, little Ika?
It's so bright here. Maybe you should rename it? How about Luminous Courtyard?
Lady Treeby makes a good point. But Twilight Courtyard carries the long history of the descendants of the sky, and I'd like it to continue.
Right. How does the legend go again?
Even Lady Treeby forgets things.
We just haven't prepared lessons in a while now, so we're a bit rusty. Just give us some time and we'll remember. Ah, now we remember. Kremnos and the Firmament, Volume 3, Section 5. With Seliosi, the Day Thunder Knight, striking down the Eye of Twilight, the divine war between Nikador and Aquila, which spanned centuries, came to an end. Thereafter, the Skyfolk gradually declined. Numerous sky fortresses were abandoned, and their descendants began to establish themselves on the land. Finally, those descended from Seliosi the Day Thunder Knight were welcomed by the scholars under Circes and established the Twilight Courtyard in the Grove. The historical records seem slightly at odds with our memories. But the details from that time have become somewhat hazy to us.
Oh, I forgot. For Lady Treeby, history is more than just words on a page. It's something you've personally lived through. Little Ika loves listening to the stories from the legends. I'm sure you're also imagining one day you'll be as awe-inspiring as the winged beasts by Seliosi's side. That day will come. I believe it. Just keep growing. Lord Crediros?
You plan to assassinate him too?
Miss Hyacinth and Lady Treeby, good to see you're doing all right. I heard from the citizens you were nearby and came to check.
Doing all right. What's going on, Crediros?
There's been another violent incident at the market. A shop was smashed and looted. It's the third time this week.
How can this be? I always thought that with Lady Aglaya here, Akama would remain peaceful.
That was true in the past. But these days, forgive my bluntness, her senses may not be as sharp as they once were.
Aggie.
In my opinion, malevolent forces have noticed the slack in the golden threads and are now plotting to exploit the opportunity.
The Citizens' Assembly just wrapped up. Why is there still unrest?
Because the Citizen Assembly still wants to assassinate everyone.
The Chrysos heirs won by only one vote, Lady Treeby. From my years of experience, a narrow victory often walks hand in hand with unrest.
Trouble! Miss Hyacinth! Trouble! Clementine. Take a breath. What's going on? Please! Something terrible has happened at Marmorial Palace!
What is it, Doctor? Calm yourself and talk us through.
Lady Aglaya! It's Lady Aglaya who's in trouble.
Phew, I thought you were gonna say she's dead. Yeah, not sure why OBS hates Star Rail so much. I really don't. That's why I'm hoping for Xbox release.
This bath that overlooks the entire palace was built by the Count. Its purpose was to commemorate the first flame chase journey, and to remember the heroes who made great sacrifices for Amphorius a millennium ago. Rules were set then. No one was allowed to enter, apart from guests invited by the Gold Weaver. But, I guess, you're no longer pretending to follow the rules, are you, Lady Kindness?
Aglaya, Aglaya. You ageless witch. Hiding behind a divine facade to deceive mortals. We've been far too kind with you.
And you really need to go to therapy.
Kind? There's no need to use such a word to cover up your incompetence. Anaxagoras humiliated all of you before the citizens. If you still had any shred of shame, you'd throw yourselves from Dawn Cloud at the curtainfall hour to salvage the last fragments of your dignity.
Demigod, why not gaze into the water's reflection and see the wretched face you wear now? These days you're not only blind, but also deaf. The cleaners were born for this moment. When all orders, rules, and laws fail to restrain you, it's time for the dagger to pass judgment.
If you're in such a hurry, give it a try.
Going toe-to-toe with a demigod? We're not that foolish.
You kinda are, actually.
The dagger isn't at your throat, but...
Your gravest accusation is that my humanity is fading. And you claim my concern for mortal joys and sorrows is nothing but a facade. If that accusation holds, what makes you think the lives of these civilians will sway me in the slightest?
Fine. I'll gladly use a few more words to shatter that demigod facade of yours. Like I said, you're not only blind, but deaf too. Lately, your control over Akuma has weakened. You failed to notice the thefts we arranged in the market, nor did you catch wind of the meetings happening in the Droma's workshop. Plots are unfolding right under your nose, yet you remain indifferent. Humanity? Fading? Aglaya, why not use your precious golden thread to peer into my thoughts? See if the gift we've so meticulously prepared for you can move that cold demigod heart of yours.
In this moment, I only regret not being more ruthless. Because your evil is beyond cure.
You finally figured it out. You have grown dull. I've been holding that image in my mind this whole time to make sure you could see it clearly.
I want you to have this knucklebone talisman, Big Sis. I hope it brings you luck every day and keeps you safe from bullies.
That girl who can't speak or hear. What if she accidentally lost her eyes too?
Well, I think at this point I would stab you first. Stab everyone here. And I wouldn't have to worry.
You know better than anyone what it feels like to lose your sight. Imagine if 1,000 years ago you, already blind, had also lost your voice and hearing in your youth. Would you still have become the Aglaya you are today?
Don't need eyesight to know what you are.
Look at those broken, pleading eyes. How disappointing. We overestimated your cunning. If this plan fails, we still have dozens of splendid parting gifts prepared. Demigod, would you like to hear about them?
I thought I could buy some more time. In these 1,000 years, I've witnessed the fall of 10 titans. From my naive arrogance at the beginning to slowly learning how to guide others. Now, it's time to let go. I should be grateful. Grateful that I've reached this moment. to let my departure become a path for others to follow. Have I done enough? If I embrace that prophecy now, and sink into the warmth of these waters, will the wandering wind stop to mourn me, Cypher?
Alright, so she either fell or got pushed over. Alright, hopefully it doesn't crash again. I don't know why OBS hates Starwell. Every time I do it, it crashes.
Seamstress! I've come as promised. Look at this box full of gold and silver treasures. I bet there's stuff here you've never seen.
Video editing is gonna be hell later.
Come on. As we agreed, I want to buy the most valuable clothes you have.
Little thief! You've got some nerve, barging into my shop dressed in those tattered rags. What have you brought? Let me see.
Here, take a look. Only the finest goods. See the sapphire? It's even more blue than Fagusa's eyes.
Such exquisite luster. I've only seen an ocean's tear of this quality in my mother's treasury.
Wait, you've seen one before. And here I thought I'd leave you speechless. What a letdown.
It's just an old memory. My family estate all burned to ashes long ago. This workshop is what I built from scratch.
Wow, a daughter rebuilding her family business. How admirable. Enough with the jokes. At least you did get to enjoy those luxuries.
Mind your manners, Kitty. Tell me, Cypher, where did you come from? And how did you acquire these treasures?
Your real name is Cypher.
I won them fair and square in a bet. What? Do you doubt me? Speak up, seamstress. Give me a straight answer. Do you want these or not?
Strange. You're clearly lying to my face, but my golden thread doesn't tremble at all.
That's because I'm not lying. I've been telling the truth from the start.
Is that so? The scars and the mud stains on your face tell another story.
Come on. Can't we just do business without all this chatter? Don't worry. I didn't leave any evidence, so no one will bother you.
How can I trust a word you say when you're so skilled at lying?
Dealing with you rich people is such a pain. Always wasting my time. Fine, if you don't want it. There are plenty of others who do.
Hold on. Your treasure? I'll accept it. But these alone aren't enough to purchase the gold weaver's finest clothes. That said, I do have something that would suit you perfectly.
Oh. What do you have in mind?
Look. Come a bit closer.
Shiny shoes, apparently.
Oh, it's shimmering gold. Absolutely stunning.
These golden boots are the gold weaver's greatest treasures. Though not as valuable as the most precious gowns, they hold a magical power. Legend has it that Zagreus blessed these boots, allowing anyone who wears them to move swiftly and silently. Put them on, Cypher. Then don't get caught again. A face as lovely as yours deserves better protection.
I'd believe that heels would be silent. And fast.
You rich folks just love sticking your noses in everything, don't you? Well, I'm taking these now, so don't get any second thoughts.
What's wrong? Do you have a smaller size? These are way too big for me. Well, I suppose you'll have to grow into them. Do you have to interrupt me in the middle of my story? Fake? What's fake?
Those boots definitely don't hold Zagreus' divine power. You're Amphorius' most cunning liar, and even you were fooled by a Glyad.
Watch your mouth, or I'll feed you to the fish in the River of Souls. Weren't you curious how I got tangled up with that seamstress? Well, now you know. Satisfied?
I didn't expect such a simple story. How disappointing. But, boss lady, there's a chance Aglaya wasn't trying to trick you?
You're defending her.
No. I just think the story's so moving, it'd be a shame to ruin it with a lie. If I could cry, I'd be in tears right now.
Good thing you've still got a sharp tongue, or you'd have been stuck guarding someone's front door ages ago. Enough chit-chat. Let's take a look at this place. The city of Styxia. Look how beautiful she is. Let me take a good sniff of this air.
She's really into the cat theme, isn't she?
This air, it's filled with the scent of treasure everywhere. Wonderful, just wonderful. Thanks to Castorus and Grey Mystery, the ancient city's barrier was finally dispelled. Now that I think about it, helping them was well worth it. Time for treasure hunting, Barto! Lead the way, and whatever we find, we'll split 80-20.
Well, I have a suggestion. How about 70-30 instead?
Why is it always 7:30? Must be some gimmick to this.
Listen closely. Do you hear that? The gnawfish in the River of Souls are growling with hunger.
80-20 it is. How generous you are, boss lady Cypher.
Anyway, what's with all this water? It's damp, cold, and miserable here. I hate it.
Ooh, the mighty demigod of trickery. Uneasy around water.
You wouldn't understand. The people of Dolos are talented in many ways. Just, not in swimming. Why don't we have a race? Long distance, sprint, or laps? Take your pick.
What's got you so worked up? Relax. Who would have thought the fearless Lady Cypher was afraid of water?
Cats hate getting wet. What's so hard to understand about that? Now, hurry up and figure out a way across. Or I might have to reconsider our split.
Don't rush me. Let me take a look around. Got it. Let's use that thing. Come on, follow me, boss lady.
Not a good imitation. I'll play along. Let's see where this goes, Bartolos.
Wait, but Talos is fake?
Tell me, how did you hunt for treasure when I wasn't around, boss lady?
Trying to trick me into saying something. Not a chance.
It's kind of sad when you get roleplay, but it doesn't actually change it.
Have to worry about.
You're as sharp as ever. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting.
Was this device designed by priests of Ornyx? Do you think you can handle it?
Don't underestimate me, boss. Just find a cozy dry corner and wait for me. Mission accomplished. Now you don't have to worry about your tail getting wet.
Not bad, but just a warning. If this thing fails while we're halfway through the water...
Don't worry, trust me. For that sweet 20% cut of the loot, I'll make sure you're taken care of.
Oh, he's just nice to her.
Huh.
But not to
This
me.
feels truly magical. When did you pick up this trick?
Self-taught. Oh, self-taught.
We're here. Can we turn off this spotlight now? It's really blinding.
No problem. Just use the device over there to shut it off.
Ooh, that's a big guy.
The scent of gold coins, gems, and fine leather. It's so refreshing. The treasures in this ancient city are all floating back up thanks to Gray Mystery and that pink squirrel. Yes, right here. What are you waiting for? Start digging.
Roger that. Watch me.
The Pharaohs activate excavation mode, unearthing the treasure buried deep underground.
Wow! That's a huge chest. Move over. I want to open it myself. Wow, wow. A massive haul. Unbelievable. It's hard to imagine the kind of luxurious life the people of Styxia once led. As expected for a realm of Fagusa's disciples. This entire chest is filled with ornaments made from ocean's tears. Here, take this. See if it suits you.
Ooh, thanks for the gift, boss. Much appreciated. Look at the clarity of this purple crystal. It matches my skin tone perfectly. Oh, Cypher, Cypher, you truly have the most refined taste of all thieves and employees. Let me try this on. Huh? Where is my treasure?
How long have we known each other? I can't believe you still fall for this.
This is... How could I have forgotten about this? I'll believe it as true, and a lie becomes reality. What a convenient ability.
The demigod of trickery's divine gift. Far more practical than any golden thread or teleporter. All right, enough fooling around. Here's the real thing. Lead the way.
Cypher rules! I've already pinpointed the next trove of treasure! Starting navigation. Boss lady, we're set to make a fortune this time! Got any plans on how to spend it?
Of course. Spend nothing. Have you forgotten my silly prophecy?
I remember, of course. Whoa! Isn't that like... Once activated, this thing makes a racket that can be heard for miles. It's just too stupid.
Seriously, what was the Titan thinking when they came up with this thing? Hey! If you don't want the trickery to be exposed, you'd better start by keeping your mouth shut. What do you say?
But lady, you're absolutely right. I'll be careful with my words.
Ah! This thing's way too loud when it's on. Let's not stir up more trouble, okay?
Okay, so she hates the fist.
Here we go round the river of souls. Spirit thief goes, spirit thief goes.
Ah! What are you even singing? You're totally out of tune. There's a big guy guarding this place.
Yeah, big and dumb. Just a pure lump of stupidity.
Look at its face. Oh my, how could something be so ugly?
Yeah, so ugly. Ugly enough to make even me, a little imp without a digestive system, feel nauseous.
If that ugly brute messes up my face, even the stoic Talantin might end up shedding a tear.
Indeed, that would be heartbreaking. Clearly, running away is the sensible choice.
So, how about you take the front? I'll attack from the side.
Right. Fleeing fits a rogue nature. Huh?
Let's try it this other way.
It's like the West Wind. Away we go!
Found me. We can do it.
The future is bright.
I'll take it off. Gotta stop touching me.
Trust me.
We can do anything.
You can't run. Come to me. Delivering warmth.
Guide the Rainbow Bridge.
Just you wait.
You want to take advantage?
I'll take it off.
Our cute place with enough believers. Lies become reality. Gotcha.
That's cool.
Such an ugly and useless creature, taken down with just a couple of hits. How boring. Hey, Bartolos, are you still alive? Give us a squeak if you are.
Squeak.
Look at you, all shaken up. Can't handle even this bit of action. Should be safe here now. Get to work.
Aye, boss lady Cypher.
Raphael's activated excavation mode, unearthing the treasure buried deep underground.
It doesn't smell like anything valuable this time. Since we've already dug it up, let's open it and see. Huh. Is this?
After a balanced day, 3 more neighboring households moved away today. The tide that has risen higher than ever before, already reaching the 5th step of the stone stairway to our residence. The priest insists that merely seasonal high tide that will soon recede. By having lived in Strixia for 30 years, I never witnessed water levels like this. Lean drove from the harbor went fishing 3 days ago and reported that the seawater had become unusually turbid, appearing as if mixed with ink. Beneath the surface he glimpsed strange shadows, not human in form, yet possessing distinct outlines. After returning, he developed a high fever and has remained bedridden since. The city's feasts have grown increasingly frenzied. Grand celebrations that once occurred only during the month of joy now happen almost daily. At the Enso family's banquet last night, I witnessed 2 normally well-mannered women treading grapes barefoot, emitting strange laughter, and then directly drinking the dirt-laden juice. They claim to be mimicking Agosa's ritual ceremonies, though I never heard of such an absurd form of worship. Prices at the market have risen by 30%. The honey brew merchant reports that the brewing process has become exceptionally difficult lately. The yeast cultures mysteriously rot. Only by distilling with seawater collected directly from the harbor can they produce proper wine. Fortunately, our Doris remains lucid and has wisely advised us to minimize our consumption of the city's watered wine. Last night, strange music emanated from the harbor. It wasn't produced by any instrument, but seemed to rise from the ocean's depths. The low, haunting melody sounded as if it was telling an ancient tale, compelling people to approach the shore. Several neighbors' children sleepwalked to the dock last night. They claimed to have seen the goddess in the water, performing and wanted to get closer. The priests have forbidden all forms of musical performance, and the boy soldiers patrol the docks. For some reason, I can't shake the feeling that they're acting from fear rather than genuine desire to protect us. Today I met Nora, the cloth merchant at the market. She revealed that the situation in her district was far more dire than we imagined. The spirit water pool in Fagosa's temple suddenly dried up 3 days ago. and despite their best efforts, the priests cannot replenish it. More alarming still, strange cracks have appeared on the wall behind the deity statue, forming patterns or script that no one can decipher. Nora also shared a peculiar rumor. Some claim to have seen in their dreams a woman playing a lyre, draped in black veils, with eyes gleaming like seawater. She allegedly told streamers that Strixia would soon face a great transformation, and only those who hear her voice would be saved. Some city residents have begun referring to her as the Porphyric sea musician, despite the priest's determined efforts to suppress such rumors. Finally decided to evacuate our entire family. The seawater had reached the highest watermark at the dock, yet some remained oblivious, still immersed in endless reverie. Our family and the neighboring Millen household had decided to journey to Okima together. Reportedly, the world-bearing Titan's protection extends there, and the tides of darkness have not yet invaded those lands. We plan to slip away quietly tonight from the northern dark exit. We pray to Forgosa for safe passage. We've been traveling for 3 days now. Last night, the Miller's family's youngest child suddenly developed a high fever, continuously muttering strange phrases that resembled an ancient ballad. His father decided to take him back to the city for medical treatment, though we all know there's little hope to be found there. This morning, looking back at Strixia from the hillside, I was horrified to discover the entire city enveloped in a strange aura, with seawater shimmering with an unnatural blue radiance in the sunlight. From a distance, those magnificent buildings seemed to twist and distort in order, as if they were mere illusions. We encountered several other fleeing townspeople. They brought even more horrifying news. The seawater in Strixia has begun displaying strange colors and textures, sometimes thick as honey, other times solid as glass. Those who remain in the city have begun undergoing bizarre transformations. Even more disturbing is that at night the entire city bathes in an indescribable glow, as if enveloped by some gigantic amorphic membrane. They say this is Forgosa's punishment, but I can't help but wondering, is this the Titan's wrath? Or is some power even greater than Titans at work? We decided to continue northward to Okima. Along the way, we heard rumors of someone named Blah, who can supposedly appease Forgosa's wrath, but these are merely legends fabricated by desperate people. We common folk can only rely on our own feet to flee this disaster. Tonight, after the children fell asleep, I secretly examined the small phial of seawater I brought from the city. It was the last drop collected from the spirit water pool in Forgosa's temple before we left. In the moonlight, it displays a strange shimmer, as if something moves within it, unlike any ordinary water. By chance, I discovered that gently tapping the phial with my fingertip produces a peculiar sound, like distant lyre notes echoing. In that moment, I seemed to glimpse a mysterious woman standing upon the sea surface, softly playing a melody that no one could understand. I don't know if this was an illusion of reality, but if such a thing truly exists, one who can hear the souls of Strixians, then, as we embark on this uncertain journey, please grant us a flicker of hope, even if it's merely a beautiful dream. Okima is now within reach. Taking one final glance back at my homeland, the beautiful scenery of old is nowhere to be seen, only distorted masses of light and shadow undulated on the sea level, resembling foam heaped by rays before dawn, dissolving one by one to gradually reveal its cold and true nature.
Ooh, this looks tragic. Do you think they made it to Akuma?
Probably not. I've never seen or heard of anyone from Styxia and Akuma. At least, I'm still left for Dolos. Guess this city wasn't so lucky. Huh. It does seem unfair, doesn't it? Just because they were born in the wrong place, they had to face such devastation. Meanwhile, those in Akuma, simply because they're supported by the world-bearing Titan, continue to survive.
Yeah, the world just isn't fair, is it? Speaking of the world-bearing Titan, Cypher, didn't you tell me once you used to be an apprentice at Kefali's Bracelet Court?
Huh. Did I?
Yeah, you definitely told me, and I remember it clearly. Maybe it's been so long your memory's gotten a little fuzzy.
Ah, right. I did tell you. It wasn't a big deal. I just snuck in with a bunch of mumbling priests and watched them do their spooky rituals around some glowing rock. Honestly, I was only interested in the wallets of the old grandpas on the council back then. Don't remember much else. It's been what, nearly 1,000 years?
Oh, I see. Were you in a priest robe? No, that's hard to picture.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Who asked you to picture that? Besides, priest robes from 1,000 years ago were nothing like the ones today.
Right. I didn't think about that. I was just curious if you ever overheard anything interesting from those priests.
How ridiculous. Come on, let's head to the next spot. Where did this roadblock come from?
Ugh, this is so annoying. The treasure is right in front of us.
Oh dear, we're stuck here. But I have a plan. Should we call on that big, noisy, cumbersome hand of Xandris?
Never thought that thing would actually come in handy. All right. Do you want to handle it?
Leave it to me, boss. I don't need a controller. After all, you know. Hand of Zagreus, my darling. Activate!
That's convenient.
Looks like a charm.
Not bad. However, I still don't see how this ties into trickery.
Let's go to the next room.
Hey, slow down! That question you asked me earlier. I think I just remembered something.
What did I ask?
You know, that question. The one you specifically asked me. Right after we dug up the second chest?
Forgive me, boss lady, but have you been under a lot of stress lately? I didn't ask anything. You must have imagined it.
Oh. Is that so? Maybe you're right. I have been a little on edge lately. I need to relax. All right, let's move on to the next treasure trove.
Treasure, let's go!
There's something strange going on, Buffos.
Twinkle, twinkle in my chest, how this core flame is the best.
Wow, when it comes to singing, I still sound better than you, boss.
Go beyond all time and space on the journey of flame chase.
Random nursery lines.
This scent feels like something incredible is buried here.
Incredible indeed! If even boss lady says so, how could I not be excited?
Do I need to give instructions here? Get digging.
What?
Ah, one of those.
Oh, isn't this a golden scapegoat? Interesting. Looks like whoever buried this treasure wanted to play a little game with us.
Oh, isn't there a myth about this thing? Those who feared fire became sheep. Those who did not became human.
Unless you're the Duke Inferno, then you just died.
Sheep, humans, whatever. All I know is unlocking this gets us treasure. Here, this honor's all yours.
Puzzles and tricks are right up my alley. Just leave it all alone me.
Okay, that seemed a little too easy.
Told you, nothing can stump me. Cypher, it's your turn now.
Stop. Stay there. And don't turn around.
Huh? What do you mean?
I told you. Don't move.
My poor old back. What are you doing?
Shh, quiet. Don't say anything unnecessary.
Ah, someone's eavesdropping, huh?
That seamstress. She's listening.
What? Boss, do you mean?
Stay put and keep quiet. I'll handle her. Whoa, whoa. Seamstress. Getting sneaky, aren't we? Did you think I wouldn't notice your little spies lurking around me?
So, Aglaya can make beetles, huh?
As time passes, I find myself leaning more and more on blind luck. With only the power of this little nymph, naturally I couldn't slip past your sharp eyes, Cypher.
Even if you could fully control Bartolos's mind, I would still be able to see through your disguise. Aglaya. You've gone to such lengths to spy on my every move. What exactly are you after? I've told you before, you don't need me to succeed. Why don't you just let this go? I already made an exception and got involved with Castorus and Grey Mystery. Asking for more now. Isn't that pushing your luck a bit too far?
I'm sorry, Cypher. I've plotted and schemed my whole life. But I never could have predicted our relationship would end up like this. I've spent centuries trying to figure out where I went wrong, replaying every moment over and over. But you've never given me a chance to explain myself, face to face.
Don't talk to me like that. You know I can't take it.
1,000 years ago, out of foolishness, I let my silence steal away the most beautiful sound I'd ever known.
My silence.
So this time, I must say this to you. Even if it's all in vain. I need you, Cypher. The Chrysos Heir's mission needs you. The finale I've delayed for far too long. It's finally here. Whatever resentment you still hold against me will fade once I'm gone. Please, come back to Akama. I'm begging you. Without you, they don't stand a chance.
Honey, she seems very emotional. Which is supposed to go against her full flame virtue.
I'll think about it, seamstress. But stop watching me. Unless you want to lose me for good.
Don't worry. As much as I'd love to hear your voice again, to see your face, it seems that chance will never come. Goodbye, Cypher.
Goodbye, Aglaya.
What a shame. I thought there'd be some real treasure under that goat's head.
Turns out, everything in that chest was soaked in water from the River of Souls. Nothing valuable left. Those relics were once priceless. But time has eroded away all that they once were.
Aww, hearing that from you makes it sound so sad. Wait, why am I getting all sentimental? I haven't even processed what just happened. That horrible woman. Where did she... Oh!
If you see her, let her know this. As demigods, we can't avoid our duties forever.
Could it have been back then? When...
Do you remember now? Looks like you don't need me to jog your memory. She must have slipped that nymph into your pocket while you were distracted. Don't underestimate that bug. It's every bit as dangerous as the seamstress's golden thread. Let your guard down for even a second, and it might take over. Make you spill secrets you'd never share otherwise.
Whoa, that's like some brainwashing monster straight out of the Black Tide! Creepy. Boss, how did you realize something was wrong? I'm curious, what exactly did that nymph make me say?
Huh. Actually, it gave itself away very early on.
Speaking of the world-bearing titan, Cypher, didn't you tell me once you used to be an apprentice at Kefali's priestly court?
We've been partners in crime for 1,000 years. We've talked about everything there is to talk about. Except for that one experience at Dawncloud. I never told you about that. I absolutely wouldn't have shared that with anyone.
But, boss lady, there's a chance Aglaya wasn't trying to trick you?
And as far as I know, the embodiment of trickery despises that golden thread which forces people to speak the truth. You'd never defend Aglaya. Isn't that right, Zagreus?
You have a terrifyingly sharp mind.
After all, I'm the only one in the world who knows you're still alive. To make sure you survive the Titan trial, I had to fool the entire world. If you want to keep that lie from falling apart, you'd better keep playing your part in the days ahead.
Even if it weren't for saving my worthless little life, I'd still walk through fire for Cypher without hesitation.
You may have been reduced to this form, but you still haven't lost your way with words.
Speaking of which, Cypher, you're not taking that wicked woman's words to heart, are you? Life's been pretty great lately. Why get into trouble now? Don't you think?
Honestly, I've been thinking. Maybe a trip back now wouldn't be too bad.
You're back again, so...
We're gonna crash again, is it? No, it looks like it's still working.
Cypher, your face.
I need clothes. Anything. Just throw me something. A piece of cloth will do. Just enough to cover the wounds. I will pay back the amount I owe. I promise.
You're bleeding golden blood.
Yes. What about it? So what if I'm one of those Chrysosairs they talk about? Those infinitely strong heroes. World-renowned swordsmen. Exceptionally intelligent scholars.
Cypher.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint. Who knew that group of amazing people would include me? Pauper. Thief. Con artist. Maybe I should just make another cut to drain all this yellow stuff out of me and...
Stop it, Cypher. I'll give you clothes. Warm you up and stay here. Stay in my workshop until you're healed.
Aren't you going to ask me how I got these wounds? Right. What's the use? I'm so good at lying. Even your golden thread can be fooled. If you can't verify the truth, why bother asking at all?
I don't need to ask. Nor do I need to use the golden thread. I know everything you do is for survival. At all costs, stay here. You won't have to deal with the cold or go hungry again. Stay by my side, and you can start putting yourself back together.
Aren't you worried I'll ruin this place's reputation? Or that I might sneak off with your precious clothes and sell them?
I wouldn't have invited you if I were worried about those things.
You're weird, seamstress. You know, they say a child who often lies remains a liar for life. I've tried not to become a liar, but honestly, it's just too hard.
I'm close to giving up. What makes you think I won't disappoint you?
Because I can feel it. Not with the power of a demigod, but with the heart that beats in my chest. You love this place. That's why you keep coming by, but also why you hesitate to stay longer. You worry you'll tarnish the Gold Weaver name. After taking over Nestia's divine authority, I became used to letting the golden thread distinguish sincerity from falsehood. However, the mission I need to complete requires me to learn to trust and rely on my heart. Cypher, you're an honest thing I've given to this world. And also a challenge the world has given to me. Stay here with me. You have a beautiful face that deserves better than to be covered in scars and grime.
You've got a way of talking that's hard to follow. All right, let's make it a deal. You have 1 day to change your mind. Once the action hour passes, there's no turning back.
This isn't stealth, this is done on. These folks in black are not responding to full provocations. Nor do they seem intent on fighting. What exactly are they waiting for?
Pressure. Fear. Planting seeds of anxiety. It seems this is the strategy they've chosen.
Well, they're the worst assassins ever. An organization that sees it as its mission to eradicate the Crest's heirs. I read some chilling accounts. Stories of the cleaners using alchemical arts to implant fragments of memories into their successors, ensuring both identity and hatred live on.
From what I know, these stories are true. The kindness we know today, strictly speaking, is the 27th kindness. Objectively, the rise of the cleaners was both inevitable and necessary. Yet, their ruthless and twisted methods earned them nothing but disdain and condemnation from history.
And still they endured, an organization persisting through time, now working tirelessly to obstruct the frame chase. Are they truly so terrified of the era Nova, the Cosmos heirs strive for?
Even in these crumbling end times, there are always those who find ways to profit from the chaos, to ask the vested interests to abandon their status, wealth, and ambitions in this world for a distant ideal. Maybe no easier than creating a miracle.
I wonder where Sylvan is now. If they're attacking me, she definitely won't escape their nose either. I hope all is well. Is that Lord Kratos? Kateros?
There you are, Lord Donghung. We couldn't reach you on the teleslate, so the Holy City Guard almost assumed you two had met some terrible fate. You pests crawling in the shadows, back off. Your plot ends here. You played your hand. Run while you still can. It might be your only chance to survive. Stay away from Akama forever. If you set foot there again, the fury of its people will tear you apart.
Those two guys in the back. They remind me of a joke I saw on YouTube Shorts. It's like, that's Kyle, that's also Kyle.
Because Aglaya is dead, and in the eyes of the Holy City citizens, her blood is on your hands.
Okay, Aglia's officially dead. Wow, no fight. Why are you so cocky?
Looks like she was wrong about you.
She? Are you talking about the mastermind behind all of this?
Well, she thought you were weak. She believed that even when you were facing the evil that you claimed to oppose, you'd hesitate to strike.
Misinterpreting mercy for weakness shows how arrogant and foolish your master is. They're still alive. With proper care, they'll pull through in a few days. But I must warn you, I haven't fought a human in ages. I can't guarantee I'll always be able to hold back. They're lucky they're still alive. If you feel as lucky as they are, try me.
Bro, you sound kind of scary. Oh, you sound so cool.
Finon is seriously upset.
Get out of here. Don't show your face around us again. If your master wants to stop the flame chase journey, she'd better bring an army that makes Kremnos at its peak look like child's play.
I've said it more than once, Lord Finan. We're not here to start a fight. We came only to ensure you weren't anywhere else. While you were unaware, we already accomplished our mission to buy time. So, Lord Finan, until next time.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Anyone who uses innocent lives as bargaining chips has gone too far.
But they were after the quest says.
I guess the opposition within the Council of Elders is still desperately fighting to obstruct the flame chase. If the conspiracy is exposed, they'll be hunted down in the Holy City like rats with nowhere to run, no matter where they hide. My teleslate.
Global announcement. Due to force majeure, the world-round web operations will be temporarily suspended. Please stay calm and remain in your homes. Local golden thread enabled for emergency internal communication only. Lady Gold Reaver deceased. Please return to the Holy City at once. I know it's hard to believe, but please come back soon. On my way.
Aglaya? Is this blasted? Those guys.
Was it those guys doing?
But how could they possibly? Stay calm. This could just be one of her schemes. I won't believe it until I see it for myself.
Finon, what should we do now?
Stay on course. I'll contact Treeby and ask her to keep the citizens calm. We'll hurry back to Akima as fast as possible and assess the situation in the city. If we run into any enemies along the way, I won't be merciful this time.
Cartonis?
Hmm?
Oh, you're forging a sword for Finan, aren't you? I haven't seen you wield the hammer in so long. I couldn't help but be entranced by the sight.
You, Aglaya, in this form you come to me. It means...
That's right.
Oh my god. OBS, stop crashing. It's never been this bad before. That was like crashing every freaking cutscene.
Cartonis?
Hmm?
Oh, you're forging a sword for Finan, aren't you? I haven't seen you wield the hammer in so long. I couldn't help but be entranced by the sight.
You, Aglaya, in this form you come to me. It means...
That's right. At this moment, my physical form is already shattered. My journey as a human in this world has come to an end. It's time to fulfill our pact.
Of course. The pact I haven't forgotten.
The thing I entrusted to you. Do you still have it?
Far too plain this vessel is. Not worthy of you. Do you still insist?
I insist. Over the past 1,000 years, every piece of fabric I've worked with has been tainted by my cold divinity. It's made me hate their colors texture and scent, this ornament stands apart. It was a gift from a child. She was pure and kind. I often wished my childhood could have been like hers.
How to say goodbye to everyone? Have you already planned?
I'm afraid there's no such detailed plan this time. I deeply regret not being able to say farewell to them, one by one. The moment has come. My departure will give them one less thing to worry about. This parting gift should help ease the regret of such a sudden goodbye.
Invented for the Titans, Kremnos' soul-forging technology was. Though divinity it retains, filtered out, the remnants of humanity will be. Is that what you want, Aglaya?
You've confirmed this with me repeatedly. Yes, Cartonis. I need you to do this for me. Condense my divinity into this ornament. It might still be useful in the future to help them complete their mission.
I see.
Selfless until the end. Envy that child. There's no need to. Already lived a grand life your humanity has.
Your praise puts my heart at ease, Grand Craftsman. Now, please, take me through the last tempering that fate has to offer.
The city is silent, and tension is building with every passing second. The news is probably spread by now. Every household is locked up tight, and all the market stalls have closed down temporarily.
Randomly found the slide, but continue playing the story, you will experience peak. To be honest, I wish I could, but OBS has crashed like 4 times already. It's never been this bad. It seems like dispatch or something is causing OBS to crash multiple times. Mainly in cutscenes, which is inconvenient. Luckily, I can restart the cutscenes at the start. But, thank you for saying I will experience peak. He was taken by the cleaners. Something about this feels like a scheme.
I hope so. I just can't believe she'd be taken down by a handful of assassins. If this is all part of a larger plan, Trailblaze must know something. She just couldn't say it in the message. Let's go find her.
Alright. I think I got no choice but to end for here today. So, yeah. I can't exactly keep playing a story that's gonna keep crashing.
A good night's sleep is basically guaranteed.
I'm sorry to say that. It really is. The crashing's bothering me too much. So, I don't know if I need to leave the story until there's an Xbox release. I don't know why it's crashing so much. Genshin and Senless does not give me this much hassle. So even it's the game itself, or I don't know. I really do not know. So my only options are maybe wait for an Xbox release or get a PS5. Both are kind of, one's a patience game and the other I have to fork out cash for. I really don't want to do this, but I might have no choice. Ugh. Now I'm gonna have to spend some time stringing up the videos together in video editing tomorrow.
Let's have a break.
Alright, well, I'm gonna cancel for today. Might switch Starwell's schedule with something else. It's just, I really don't want to do that, but I have no choice if OBS is crashing every time I stream this game. I don't know why. Thank you for the compliment, which Grapple plays. Alright, well, till next time, I'm gonna have to string the videos up.
Let's have a break.
See ya.